Everything seems to be going up in price these days, so imagine how delighted I was to receive a scam for not the usual 12.5 million, but $30 billion. Let's go scambaiting. The email reads, "Hello, how are you doing today? I am Mr. Stephen McAllister, the attorney of Mr. Davis Bonn. I am here to let you know that Mr. Davis Bonn is a celebrity man here in United States of America, and he has 2 companies of dealership of Ford car here in New Jersey and other one in Texas, and there are cars and 4 houses, 2 here in New Jersey and other 2 in Texas, and he have $30 billion on his account. And Mr. Davis Bonn have any accident last month with his 2 children and his wife, and he lost his family all, and Mr. Davis Bonn is now in the hospital. And why I contact you is that Mr. Davis Bonn gave me your contact, and he told me that he want you to hand over all his property to you, and he knows you are a good one. And Mr. Davis Bonn, which I am telling you about now, has already been given date by the doctor, and he will die by next week. And that is why Mr. Davis Bonn told me to contact you, that he wants all his property belongs to you, so he will sign the document, and all the property will be yours, okay? So get back to my text right now." Whew, well, that's quite a long sentence, isn't it? I replied, I don't really know what to say, except that I wish Mr. Davis Bonn a speedy and complete recovery. The scammer, who was now apparently not Stephen McAllister, but McAllister, asked, "I need your information and your phone number, okay?" I asked, "Which information do you mean? I have some information, but not sure which kind you're asking for." Now, I imagine the answer is the sort of information you should never share with a stranger on the internet, but it's best to check. I continued, "Also, I do not have a phone number as it exceeded the digits and then fell off the end. I hope this is acceptable." The scammer confirmed, "I need your home address and your WhatsApp number, okay?" I provided my fictional house address in an otherwise real street and said, "I do not have a what is app number. I do not even know what that is." "How do you want to receive the money?" inquired the scammer. I said, "Actually, I changed my mind. Goodbye." It's kind of true that I changed my mind. I was a bit busy with life and other things at that moment in time, and this made me wonder what might happen if I just told the scammer to go away. "What happened?" asked the scammer. "Nothing," I said. "You're not interested to receive the $30 billion again?" asked McAllister. "I can't receive them again," I said. The scammer asked, "Do you have a Bitcoin account?" I replied, "Why is this a question? Please leave me alone." The scammer said, "Okay. So you're not interested again, right?" I said, "Please go away." And that seemed to work, although not forever. A couple of weeks later, the scammer, or maybe another scammer in the same team, emailed me to ask, "How are you doing today, my friend?" Now I had a bit more time to play along, so I answered, "I'm okay," and asked, "How is Davis Bonn doing?" The scammer went straight to work on the scam and asked, "How do you want to receive the $30 billion US?" I said, "You didn't answer my question. How is Davis Bonn doing?" "Him in the critical condition," confirmed McAllister. "I hope he improves soon," I said. And the next day, "Is he better today?" The scammer, though, was just trying to press on with the scam script and said, "Send me your account details so that I will transfer the money into your bank account, okay?" I complained, "Why are you ignoring Davis Bonn? Does his health mean nothing to you? He is the one who want you to receive all his properties, okay?" answered McAllister and asked, "Do you want to confirm everything from him?" I said, "You mentioned that the doctor had given him a date when he would die. When is this scheduled to happen, please?" The scammer answered, "It will be on the 18th of this December. I mean, that's a pretty efficient hospital system they have there." I asked, "Can it be rescheduled if that's not convenient?" "Perhaps you could ask, and then get back to me with alternative dates." The scammer explained, "That's what the doctor said, and please, I need your phone number so that you will confirm everything from the doctor, okay?" I counter-explained, "Sorry, I do not have a phone number for reasons that are difficult to explain. If we may, I'd prefer to continue communicating via emails." "What are you doing for a living, my friend?" inquired the scammer. "Well, I'm glad you asked. My job is to check underneath things in an engineering workshop, but I'm not sure I'd really call it a living. It's not as fulfilling a role as I imagined it might be." "Okay, my friend," said the scammer. Then the next day the scammer asked, "How are you doing today, my friend?" "I'm fine," I said. "How are you? And how is Davis Bonn?" "He is in pains," said McAllister. "I hope you're doing good, my friend." "I'm doing okay," I replied, "but I'm concerned about Davis Bonn." "He will not survive it," said the scammer. "Well, not with that attitude, he won't." I replied, "Wow, that's a bit negative. What a horrible thing to say." The scammer remained silent for the rest of the day. Then the next day asked, "How are you doing today, my friend?" "I am well, thank you," I said. "How is Davis Bonn?" The scammer said, "Today is a bad day. He is dead. Davis Bonn is dead." Yes, you said, I responded. It's a bit disappointing that you allowed this to happen. The scammer explained, I tried all my best I could do to save his life, but I'm not God. Send me your bank details so that I will transfer the money into your bank account, as he said, okay? Well, I don't think I'm ready to move on quite so fast. I replied, not good enough. I told you to get the doctors to change the schedule. There was a question I wanted to ask Davis Bond. Now I'll never know the answer. What do you want me to do now? Asked the scammer. I'm not sure anything can be done, I replied. The scammer asked, should I look for someone else for the funds? What would you tell them if you do? I asked. Anyway, Davis Bond picked me specifically, so how would that even work? If you're not interested to receive the money, just tell me instead of playing game with me, said the scammer, rudely and with a little aggression. Now, I have a rule. Well, more like a guideline. Respond to aggression not with compliance, but with righteous indignation. I said, how rude. You have been the one causing delays. And the death of Davis Bond. The scammer, however, begged to differ. You're the one delaying everything. I've told you several times to send me your account details so that I will transfer the money in your okay. To make things less simple, I said, I don't know how to comply with that request. I do not have any detailed accounts. They're all quite featureless and bland. How do you want to receive the money? Asked McAllister. In a box or bag, please, I said, or disguised as inconspicuous gold bars. Should I send it through ATM card and mail it to your home address? Asked the scammer. Well, that's not what I asked for, so I said, what would I do with an atom card? I don't even know what that is. The scammer replied, you know that to deliver it through box to your country will cost you some fee. A fee, you say? Well, that is a surprise. No, I do not know that. Therefore, it is not true. The next day, the scammer asked, what's going on, my friend? I said, I have literally no idea. By my reckoning, the money should already be here, but you keep asking childish questions. I was intending to head in the direction of the small boy gambit here, but the scammer cut me off, saying, you need to pay for the delivery of the box to your country, and everything will cost you $500, okay? Not okay, I answered. What can we do? Asked the scammer. Send me the money in a box, I repeated. Also, how is Davis Bond today? You have to pay for the delivery fee, okay, insisted the scammer. I pressed on and asked, how is Davis Bond now, though? He'll be buried tomorrow, said McAllister. Wait, I asked, so he's still dead? Yes, confirmed the scammer. I suppose that's best, I replied. It'd be bad to bury him if he's still alive. Will you be assisting with the digging of the hole? I think it's technically called a grave, but that's not important. The scammer said, he is dead, okay? I replied, well, it's not really okay, is it? Certainly not for him, anyway. Trying to continue with the scam, McAllister said, I need your home address, okay? Why? I asked. Wait a minute, you're not planning to bury him at my house, are you? Send me your home address, okay? Repeated the scammer. But I stood my ground. Not until you promise me that you're not planning to bury Davis Bond in my garden. I don't think I would like that. I didn't understand what you mean, said the confused scammer, but I was on a different tack. I think it's time you answered my questions. Where do you intend to bury Davis Bond? You can't do that here at my house. Also, what steps, if any, have you taken to ensure that Davis Bond remains dead?
An unwanted guest can be annoying, but never more so than when that guest is a friend or relative who has re-emerged from the grave. If this should happen to you, call our emergency reinterment team without delay. No matter the time of day or night, we're ready and waiting to deliver a more permanent passing over for the disexpired person or persons who may be causing you nuisance. But why not avoid this inconvenience altogether by taking up one of our end-of-life assurance policies? With this in place, we will take all necessary steps to guarantee that, on their demise, your dearly departed remains well and truly deceased, or your money back. Grenwald's End-of-Life Assurance Services, putting the final in final resting place.
It'll be buried today in the burial ground, said McAllister. When are you going to send the $300 for the delivery of the consignment box? Only $300 now, reduced from $500. But I argued, I'll send it after I receive the box. That seems most reasonable. We'll find out what happened next after this short break to answer one of your frequently asked questions. Today's question is scambaiting something people should do? It's an interesting question. Would the world somehow be better if more people baited scammers? Well, I suppose the way to answer that is to think about my own motivations. Whilst it would be tempting to imagine myself some sort of Robin Hood character, or the outcome of this activity was scammers giving up scamming and choosing a more honest career path, the reality is that seemingly, no matter what we do, scamming isn't going away. Scambaiting isn't going to fix it, and has very little direct impact on it. So why am I doing it? Well, primarily because this entertainment form, if that's what it is a vehicle to spread greater awareness of scams. No matter how obvious advance fee scams may seem to you and me, there are people watching for whom these scams were only on the periphery of their awareness. We could berate them for their ignorance, or we could find some way to show them what they need to know. I prefer the latter, and that, at least nowadays, is the foremost purpose here. So should you try scambaiting yourself? Well, if you have a reason to, I suppose, and only, of course, if you can do so with care for safety and security. There's a separate FAQ about that topic. Anyway, back to the scambaiting. I told the scammer that I would pay the fee after I received the box. Of course, the scammer wasn't going to send me the box before I pay the fee because, and I feel silly having to make this clear, the scammer wasn't going to send me the box before the fee because there is no box. You need to understand that without the fees, the DHL company will not agree to deliver the box to your home address, my friend, said the scammer. I used to work for DHL, I argued. Yes, they will. You just have to set it up as payment on delivery, okay? When are you going to send the fee so that the consignment box, my friend? The scammer asked. There's no need to do that, as I previously told you, I explained. What do you want me to do now? The scammer asked. Send the box, obviously, I said. Do you think it'll be here before Christmas? I hope so. Once I'm shipping it today, you will receive it tomorrow. It's just going to take 24 hours, my friend, promised the scammer, and asked, are you going to send the $300 now so that I will ship it immediately, my friend? I thought I'd explained this, but I explained again. No, I told you it's not necessary to pay any fees. The next day, Christmas Eve, I said, well, I waited here all day and the box did not arrive. Please forward the DHL tracking code, thanks. Because of the fees, said the scammer. Without the fees, I said. I told you to send it without the fees. It's not possible, okay, the scammer replied, because they're refuse, okay. I said, tell them it's for me. I used to work for DHL, so they'll do it if you mention me. The scammer replied, I told them that, but they refuse and asked me, are you the owner of DHL company? Tell them again, I suggested. How many times do you want me to drive to them office telling them about this? The scammer pleaded. At least once more, I said. Okay, it will be tomorrow, promised McAllister. The next day, it still hasn't arrived. I think you must be doing something wrong. The scammer replied, I'm in DHL company office. They're refused because of the fee. Boxing Day, the scammer wrote again. I told you that you are one of the DHL company working, that you are the one who is receiving the box, but they refuse, saying that the $300 must be paid before they will deliver the box to you, okay? Not okay. What can we do, my friend? The scammer asked. Okay, you're a lawyer or something, right? Arrange the transport through your lawyer company, then bill me in arrears when the job is complete. You're the one who's delaying everything, answered the scammer. Well, yes, I am. That's what I do, but how about this? So send the box without further delay. But of course, once you send the fee, you will receive the box as soon as possible, my friend. I dug my heels in. Well, I'm not doing that because it's unnecessary. You'll just have to find a different way. That's the only way, okay? Insisted the scammer. Not okay, I said. So what's the other way? Please tell me about it. The best way is that try your best to come up with $200 so that I will complete with $100, okay? Said the scammer. So now we're down to $200, but of course I'm not paying anything. I meant a completely different other way, I said. Tell me about that one. I didn't have any other way, shrugged the scammer. Okay, I said. Please get back to me when you do have one. I didn't have any other way, okay, repeated the scammer sheepishly. I explained, I know you don't have any other way at the moment. That's why I asked you to get back to me when this changes and you do have one. But instead you got back to me before that while you still don't have any other way. The scammer then emailed me a photo of $100 and said this is the only money I have. So if you're ready, let's get this done today so that you will receive your box as soon as possible, okay? I helpfully responded, understood. I'll wait till you've amassed a further $200 to make the full $300. Get back to me when that happens. That show you're not serious, complained the scammer. Well, took you long enough. I am so serious that I'm prepared to wait until you have raised sufficient funds to send me the box. If you will not be able to come up with the $200, just forget about the funds, because it will not happen, okay? Threatened the scammer. Oh, I wish you would be a bit more optimistic, I said. You managed to get the $100, okay? Just do that again, twice, to make the $300. Getting a bit angry now, the scammer wrote, stop texting me if you're not ready to send the $200 so that we can get this done today, okay? Well, you know how I respond to aggression, and because the scammer has said to stop texting, I replied, why are you still emailing me? I told you it would not be necessary to get back to me until you'd raised the whole fee, or if you find some other solution. So once again, when you have devised an alternative solution, please get back to me. I hope that makes sense now. Please confirm your understanding of next steps. "If you can't be able to come up with the $200, just forget about the funds, okay?" said the scammer, somewhat sulkily. "That's not what we're doing," I explained. "I'm prepared to wait until you've obtained a further $200. Getting pretty irate now, the scammer replied, "That's what I want you to understand, that if I have it, I will not help you with it because you are selfish, okay?" "No, you. That's actually quite a selfish thing to say," I said. "And childish, too, like something a small boy might say." "Are you a small boy?" There we are, the small boy gambit, and it landed with the desired effect. The scammer wrote, "Since you will not be able to come up with $200, just forget about it, okay? I have to tell you the truth. You are so wicked. You are recovering $30 billion, just $200 for the money to be delivered to you. That's what you're complaining." And I think that's quite a nice place to end the conversation. Well, it'll have to be, because the scammer stopped answering me after that, at least for now. Of course, I usually try a while to get them back on the hook, but I think this one really did rage quit. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Stay safe from scams, and I hope to see you again soon.